Alright, we're going to do some more chess. Let's listen to a little Tim Pool. Hopefully, I don't think he'll strike me. Just good advertisement for him. Not particular big fan of Tim Pool. He's a good guy, but I just, mainly I don't even pay attention to this stuff. I just listen to it so I can pick up little tidbits here and there and try to figure out what's really going on, because nobody knows. That's the fun part, just like chess.
It's also about what was going on around the world. Now, truth be told, I actually don't think this was originally Donald Trump's plan. I think when Trump first got into office,
we're waiting on an opponent here.
Secure our borders, bolster the American people,
bolster. I want to be bolstered.
Make our country strong.
Pawn e4. Pawn c5.
Who doesn't want to be bolstered?
Knight f3. Pawn d6.
Something that would shutter the petrodollar.
Pawn c4.
Saudi Arabia had a contract to use the US dollar to
Knight
sell
c6.
oil, but they got off that
Pawn
so we're in the Marozi bind again.
Our oil assets, cutting us off from
Pawn captures d4.
In the most favorable variation, the open bind.
Knight f6.
The open bind.
Knight c3.
Total oxymoron there.
The theory is the Democrats
Queen
fearing
b6.
trap. If you're not familiar, that's when the dominant power is on decline. It declares war on the ascendant power.
Yeah, it gets tricky with this.
The theory is that Democrats and other elites
decided
they'd offshore their wealth to China and other countries and intentionally nuke the United States so that we would not have a World War III. You see, the liberal economic order, as it's called, was developed after World War II.
Definitely knight b3 is what we got to do here.
Knight b3.
I'm pretty sure.
To lock them into trade and prevent them from going
to
war with each other. The idea being, if you're in debt to me, but I'm giving you money and propping up development in your country, you're not going to go to war because you don't want to risk luxury you are being granted. But there were many countries
Pawn e6.
that said no.
You missed it.
And over time, it became apparent that this system could not dominate
Bishop
everybody
e3.
else. It had to bribe them into the fray. And if that was going to be the case, we were going to share power. Tucker Carlson recently had an interview.
He had knight g4, which I was thinking I might have to play queen to e2, but queen to c2 does the same thing, looks a little better. Then I can, kick the knight out with h3 or play my bishop to e2. But that's all well and good, because now we're attacking his queen.
Queen
d8
puts it right back at home. He's got the bishop defending that pawn in this system here. We're gonna play bishop e2. Takes the weight off our queen from defending g4. Let's get castled.
Bishop e7.
Bishop e7. I don't see anything that we should do, so castling is good.
Castles kingside.
Because in the event Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz, Trump wants to make sure the energy keeps flowing. Now, the latest news is we enter day 26 of the Middle Eastern conflict.
Is this an F3 or an F4 game?
Now,
I don't know. Probably F4.
It may be controversial, and Trump may be
that C4 pawn can get attacked by the E5 knight.
This is the final move. The reason why this one's so dangerous and so challenging is that this...
I think queen d2 is the square for that.
This is Trump's last...
Let's play core... Well...
Now,
yeah, we can play queen d2.
Queen d2.
And I do believe it's fair to say that Israel put pressure on the United States. That we know. Marco Rubio said it. Maybe Rubio was wrong.
This defends our bishop. Then we can play f4.
I'm going to lay down for you from this thread.
Actually, we got to play h3
Trump's world domination plan.
if his knight is on e5, because then he still can go to h or g4.
And it looks like Trump and the United States are on the verge of a tremendous victory. And I really do mean it. And I'm going to tell you this too. This is not a statement to say you should support it. The craziest thing to me, and the most annoying, I gotta be honest, is when I'm like, a thing is happening.
d5.
You want thing to happen? I'm like, no, it's
we have to whack it.
Pawn captures d5.
Whack the pawn.
Pawn captures d5.
Steps down from its hegemonic
No, just lose a pawn.
That's happening. It doesn't mean I'm for or against. It doesn't matter. It's a thing I'm telling you is happening. Well, all of these diehard Trumpers are like, I can't believe Tim is with Tucker Carlson. Just because I said something was happening, you people are nuts. If you want to get a glimpse at the moves Trump is making, cast aside your assumptions about what needs to be, what should be, and just take a look at what is happening. Tehran says no. The Trump won't back down. And
He's going to play H3. He's going to play knight E5.
It's from 10 Delta on
We'll
X.
play H3, defending G4 from invasion.
Knight B4.
Or he's going to go that way, huh? Okay, so he's attacking it 3 times.
Expert analysis.
A
Maybe
matey.
it's AI, maybe it's not, but I look at this and I say, yeah, this lines up with everything.
Tess.
When I see people say, oh, we're going to war in Ukraine.
We got to keep our queen
at
defending C2, but we could play the rook. Rook FD1.
With our attempts at building gas pipelines or dealing with the
Defends
Russian
the
gas
pawn.
monopoly.
Let's do that. We're going to keep our pawn on
Rook
F2.
FD1.
10 Delta says, 3 weeks ago I argued
But this
that
does
US
allow...
Iran is to seize
Oh,
the
we don't
global
even have that. Yeah, we definitely want to... Well, we're
Venezuela in
cheating.
January, Iran in February.
Well, if he plays there...
Neutralize
Bishop
every supply
D6.
chain outside the dollar system, so within
Yeah.
90 days, or within 90 days, achieve a compliant successor government and complete energy dominance.
Let's kick the knight.
Pawn
The
A3.
thesis was the obvious layer. However, when you zoom out and view the last
I needed to play H3, dude.
I'm sorry, as a single sequence.
This is
rather
bad
than
news.
isolated geopolitical events,
Well, no, I
the
didn't.
Knight
picture of the
A6.
grander US
Knight
plan.
A6.
First was Europe, which laid the groundwork. The Ukraine conflict
Let's-
provided the justification for
we're-
sanctions.
Bishop
Collapsed
captures
Russian
A6.
pipeline gas from
Pawn captures
150
A6.
Cool. Now let's play that.
Pawn H3.
Then Nord Stream was destroyed, which rewired
So
the
we won a
entire
pawn.
European energy system permanently.
We damaged... We gave him 2 A pawns.
Liquid natural gas in 2021 to 58%.
So those are good targets.
Exporting a record
Like queen... Well, he's got a light squared
and
bishop,
he's the
so...
first country in history to break 100. That is metric tons, I believe. Europe was transformed from a customer with options into a captive market. Now purchasing
Bishop
supply
B7 looks good for him, but it's not obvious because that H3 pawn looks tasty.
and Burisma and that whole scandal. We know
So,
about the Qatar
in
Turkey pipeline. The US
visual,
was
what I
trying
said
to
is
get its own
Bishop
pipeline
B7
from
looks
Syria,
good.
Turkey, and Europe
Okay, so that attacks
to
that
displace Russia
there.
as 20%
But this
of global
H3
gas.
pawn looks
Second was
good
Syria.
target
All
for
Assad severed the critical node
light
connecting
square
China's
guy
Belt and
there.
Road Initiative in the Mediterranean. The trilateral railway linking
play
Iran,
here.
Iraq, and Syria, designed to bypass
Alright,
Russia
I'm
and
just
Turkey,
going on my
was
gut
completely destroyed.
because
This isolated Iran
luckily my
geographically
queen
and
is
cleared the
protecting
path
my
for
B
what came
pawn.
next. Third was Venezuela.
But
In January,
B4
the
is
US
definitely a
effectively
good
took control of the world's
potential
largest
play
energy
there, although
reserves.
that gives him
The US Gulf
A5.
Coast has the most advanced
And then
refining complex on
I
Earth,
would have to take
specifically built for heavy
giving
sour
me
crude.
a bunch of
Phillips
A
66,
pawns.
Valero, and the rest are now positioned to process
2 A
hundreds
pawns.
of thousands of
But
barrels
here,
of Venezuelan crude daily. The US
we're
captured
threatening to bring our
massive
knight back to
strategic reserve
F3,
and
giving
solidified its position
it a good
as the
position.
dominant
We're also
exporter
we're
of refined
threatening
petroleum
this
products, an industry
major
worth
fork here.
$110 billion in
Forking
2021.
major pieces there.
Venezuela and Iran were two major oil supply
pretty good.
channels that existed outside the dollar system. Both produced heavy crude sold primarily to China and evaded U.S. financial supervision. Both now being neutralized within 90 days, which leads us to Iran and the Middle East energy shock.
Don't know what I would do.
Israel
Probably
struck
queen
Iran's
C7 or
South
something,
Pars
or
gas
bishop
field,
B7,
world's
bishop
largest natural
D7.
gas
Bishop
reservoir.
D7 is
Iran retaliated against Qatar's Ras
probably the
Laffan,
best move
the
for
single
him right
largest
here, and
LNG
just
facility
take the
on
knight
Earth,
if I go in
responsible
there,
for a fifth of
because
global
then that
supply.
pawn will be
Qatar
overextended
Energy's
on
own assessment is
C6.
that 17% of
I
export
recapture.
capacity is gone, and recovery will take up to 5 years.
So, candidate for
European gas
them,
prices
for
spiked
black, is
70%.
bishop
Asian spot
D7.
prices doubled. The only remaining scaled supplier, the United States. If Iran falls and a successor government is installed that the U.S. controls or influences, the Delsey model described weeks ago, then roughly 40 to 45 million barrels per day of global production out of 103 million is effectively under U.S. control.
Hey.
OPEC becomes irrelevant because the U.S.
Still
coalition is
black's
now
turn,
now
huh?
the
45
largest
seconds to my 3 minutes.
Now add the
It's so
gas
weird,
demand
like,
and
some
what's
positions
The war
play
is
easy,
solidifying
some
the
of them play
petrodollar
hard.
system as it evolves into a hybrid petro-LNG dollar. The old system was built on Saudi crude priced in USD.
Yeah, you can
The
win
new
a
system
pawn
is
here,
built on American
actually.
crude plus American gas from
If
the
he
Gulf Coast.
takes
With no alternative supply
there,
on
oh yeah, I
scale.
just sink it.
Dependency is deeper because LNG infrastructure
But if I were to
requires long-term
retake,
contracts and
then
regasification
he has
terminals that
this
lock buyers
bishop
into supply
check,
relationships for decades.
and then the
Europe and the
queen.
Pacific allies cannot pivot
Oh
away.
Bishop
no,
B7.
it's
There is nowhere
defending.
left to pivot to.
Bishop
They're now
D7.
locked into the US
But now
energy
that
system.
gives up.
The market confirms this.
Knight F5.
DXY
Knight
went from
F5.
96 to 101, gold down around 20% from its January all-time high.
Bishop E5.
Bitcoin down
But that gives up
20%
bishop
on the year.
E5.
Brent above 100. European and Asian institutions are liquidating precious metals and crypto to buy dollars because they need dollars to buy the only remaining scaled energy supply. The world is selling its gold to buy American energy in American currency. The dollar is now being weaponized through energy dependence. The structural repricing is happening regardless of how the conflict resolves. But the U.S. grand strategy goes deeper. Artificial intelligence is a physical industry. It runs on power and chips. Data centers require massive, uninterrupted baseload electricity, primarily provided by natural gas. Semiconductor fabrication requires helium and rare earths. By choking the Strait of Hormuz and crippling Middle Eastern LNG and helium production, the U.S. is systematically degrading China's ability to power its data centers and fabricate semiconductors at scale. The U.S. is energy self-sufficient, especially with newly captured Venezuelan reserves and expanding Gulf Coast capacity running on domestic gas. On the other hand, China is import dependent, and every joule it imports effectively now transits choke points the U.S. Navy controls.
So
Iran
there's
was the belt that roads
E6,
overland
but there's
energy
also
bypass,
bishop
a
C5
corridor that allowed
first.
China to mitigate the
So
Malacca
there's
trap.
bishop
Iran
C5,
neutralized. That corridor is
getting
severed.
the bishop
China
out of the
faces a
way,
world where
and
its
then we can
compute
play
and compute
queen to
infrastructure
G5.
competes for scraps on a depleted global LNG market, while American data centers run at full capacity on domestic energy. Russia is next in the sequence. A post-war Iran reopening under U.S. influence competes directly with Russia for the same refineries in China and India at lower cost. Iran's production costs are lower.
Ooh,
Russia loses its last structural advantage in heavy crude and its economic lifeline.
better.
Additionally, under the Iran war
Bishop
cover,
captures
Ukraine has been
A7.
opportunistically destroying Russian energy infrastructure, and all signs point towards Russia
Rook
being the
A8.
very end of the line. The message from Washington becomes very simple. We dismantled 2 regimes in 3 months. Your economy is about to get crushed. Sign the
Bishop
Ukraine
C5.
deal. Then Trump sits down with Xi holding every card. Complete energy dominance. The hybrid petro
Rook
LNG
E8.
dollar fortified, Iran cleared, Russia cornered, and China facing the Malacca trap fully closed with no remaining energy bypass. Israel and the GCC are absorbing the kinetic cost of a conflict whose primary beneficiary counter to the mainstream narrative is actually America first. Is actually America first, they put parentheses. Qatar offline for 5 years, reprices the entire global gas market in favor of U.S. exporters for the remainder of the decade. The Gulf states face years of rebuilding.
Queen
Europe faces its
G5.
second energy crisis in 4 years. Sure, the average American might face temporary moderate inflation and higher gas prices. But if you're the architect of the U.S. empire, and you view the rise of China and Chinese ASI
Knight
as an
D7.
existential winner-takes-all
Sweet.
scenario, the collateral damage is acceptable cost. Whoever controls the energy corridors controls the monetary system. Whoever controls the monetary system and the energy supply
Oh wait, I just made him. No, I
controls
don't.
the compute
Knight
infrastructure that
H6
determines
check.
which
I win the
civilization
queen.
builds artificial superintelligence first. The U.S. is seizing all 3. Indeed, my friends, I look
King
at this and
H8.
I'm just like, wow.
Knight
Yay!
captures F7
I
check.
did something cool, but he was
We
pressed
have
on
long
time. So.
addressed geopolitics on this channel on Timcast IRL.
And
as I mentioned, it's only
1370.
surface level. What we think we
All
know.
right, I
Well,
won
what we
one.
know, the
Yay.
seizure of Venezuela, the collapse
Been a
of
little
Cuba,
rough around here,
everything is
but
falling
I'm just
in
kind of
line
cruising
to
through
the US
things,
order.
trying to shake
And it
off the
starts with
rust
Trump.
Pawn C5.
real
Now, it
quick.
may
The
be
more I lose, the more
Pawn
I
D6.
learn and
It may be.
relearn.
Pawn
The
C4.
Democrats wanted this
Pawn
multipolar,
D4.
a new world.
This.
Knight captures
China was
D4.
being emboldened, but not
Knight
anymore.
F6.
And maybe this is why
Queen
they wanted
B6.
so desperately to stop
Knight
Trump,
B3.
to lock him up, to
Pawn
throw away
E6.
the key.
Bishop
But again, I
E3.
don't know. Maybe
Pawn
Trump's
E6.
been a part
Let's
of
see
this whole
knight to
time.
Knight
G4.
Maybe. Trump
Knight
would-
G4.
Trump and the deep state have been working together.
What's the
Maybe
move?
conflict
Queen
in the United
E2.
States is all just part
Queen
of the plan.
E2.
I don't think so. I think what's actually happening is Trump has forced the deep
Pawn
state
A5.
to reverse course.
Knight
Knight
D5.
D5.
What we are seeing is the Trump
Okay.
administration saying, we will
Knight
not have
B3.
a new world order.
Knight
America will
C3.
be great. And what does that mean?
Queen
The old
B6.
boomer liberal economic
Knight
order
B3.
will be re-emboldened. The
Pawn
petrodollar
E6.
will return.
Bishop
That's
E3.
why we had the Abraham Accords.
Queen
Looking
D8.
good.
That's why Donald Trump
Bishop E2.
wants control.
Bishop
All these are
E7.
good moves. No, that just
Castles
loses a
king
pawn.
side.
And Greenland.
Queen
The
D2.
U.S. will control all
Pawn
of the
D5.
global trade routes,
Pawn
Yep.
captures
energy
D5.
infrastructure. And Trump
Pawn
is telling
captures
the rest of the
D5.
world,
Good.
you will
Knight B4.
fall in line.
Rook FD1.
Death to the bishop.
Bishop
But
D6.
death to the
Trump
pony.
is
Pawn
facing-
A3. Knight
Well,
A6.
he's
Bishop
facing
captures
some,
A6.
let's just call it,
I'm playing like
Pawn
really
captures
good.
A6.
his
Pawn
support is
H3.
down.
Pushing him
Democrats,
around.
remember, I do think things will
Knight
get bad,
D4.
and this can undermine everything.
Bishop B7.
Maybe the reason Trump is
Knight
Perfect
F5.
play.
he knows this would be
Bishop
his
E5.
last
Boom.
opportunity.
Bishop
And
captures
if he can push
A7.
this
Boom.
over the edge,
Rook
there is
A8.
nothing the
Bishop
deep state can
C5.
do to actually stop
Rook
Trump's
E8.
plan to
Queen G5.
restore the
Knight
US
D7.
as the dominant
Knight
unipolar
H6
power.
check.
Now,
Knight
recently, there have been
captures
some
F7 check.
accusations. I think I have the tweet here somewhere.
Bingo.
Actually, I don't know. I thought I had it pulled up.
Finally, a
There's
good one.
tweet, suspicious. Oh yeah, we got the whole thing pulled up, right?
So that was good.
I don't know.
Let's look at that more. I want to remember this because this is
Pawn
how
E4.
A post that I
Knight
thought I had
F3.
pulled up.
we get that. The
Pawn
Marazzi
C4.
bind.
It was
Pawn
accusing
D4.
influencers
With the
of being
D6
on the table
pawn.
with China.
Knight
And I
F6.
just
With the
eschew these
Knight
things.
C3.
Queen B6.
Queen
Not
B6.
not that good.
Knight B3.
Doesn't do anything.
Pawn E6. Bishop E3.
That's all
Queen
good.
D8.
And then he makes boo
Bishop
boo.
E7.
But they'll do
Castles
that.
kingside.
Like Gary Kasparov
Queen
did that.
D2.
He'll sacrifice a pawn
Pawn
to just
D5.
play D5 anyway.
Pawn captures D5.
But apparently there's better.
Pawn captures
I don't
D5.
know. There's
Rook
better
F
moves.
D1. Pawn A3.
But that
Knight
looks
A6.
pretty sweet.
Bishop captures
Boom,
A6.
boom, done.
Pawn captures
Alright,
A6.
let's play another one.
Pawn H3.
The unipolar dominance of the United States.
Just the more I play, the more I'm going to remember.
They seem to be on
About the
side
openings.
of our adversaries, at least from their perspective. I'm not saying they're literally part of Russian intel labs or anything like that. I'm saying they don't
Okay.
like
Pawn
us
E4.
in power. Many of these
Pawn
people,
D5.
Scando.
Pawn captures D5.
some of them,
Take
are
it.
Pawn E6.
Republicans and are now seemingly
Pawn
aligned with
captures
Democrats.
E6. Bishop captures E6.
But there is an effort
Pawn
from the
D4.
establishment power, starting with
Knight
Hillary Clinton
F6.
and the Democrats, and Barack Obama, I should say,
Knight F3.
to undermine U.S. authority around the world, to destroy what it means to be American. And you see this in a post
Bishop
made by
B4
Iran,
check.
an AI video showing
Pawn
all of these
C3.
countries that apparently colonizers have damaged. A Native American looking over at missiles. And of course, this aligns with
Bishop
Okay.
A5.
progressive worldview.
He has we have a target now. We can play check, and he has to block with the knight to defend the bishop. Then we
He's
can
actually
play
referring to everything
bishop to
America has done
B5.
since World War II.
pinning that
We had a
sucker.
major economic boom
And
after
then,
World War II. We
yeah, I
destroyed
think
the
that's
industries of
looking
so many
pretty good.
countries.
Let's do it.
After World War II, Japan and Germany were decimated.
Bishop.
And
I mean
decimated,
queen.
of course, means to reduce in power number. It literally means
Queen
to reduce by
A4 check.
10%.
No, he could defend it with
So yes,
C6,
indeed, their power
Knight
was
C6.
curtailed.
but he doesn't.
And
All right,
then
let's go bishop
they
B5
had to buy from us.
Bishop B5.
Seems like
because
that's
the queen
Trump's
could pick
strategy.
up the defense too if he had
Everyone's
played
going to have to buy from the United
C6.
States. Now, how does
That's
Israel
not
play a
what
role
we
in
have
that?
going on here. What we have going on here is we're threatening to take the
There are people
knight
coming
on
out saying
C6 with
Israel is
check.
bad. I don't care for Israel's ideology.
And then take
I
the
don't care for
bish.
these stupid arguments about does Israel have the right to
Our queen's
exist?
gonna
I
end
don't
up on
care
C4.
one way or the other. They're a forward military base and weapons manufacturer for the United States. What they do is
He's
what
gonna
they
play
wanna do, and
bishop
certainly they have
B6.
their grand visions
We're
of
gonna-
Zionism, the Messianic, whatever.
It's gonna go
Donald
bishop
Trump's
B6,
efforts in Venezuela,
bishop takes
Canada,
C6,
Greenland have
pawn
nothing to do
takes,
with Israel.
queen
Taiwan.
takes, bishop
Bishop
D7,
Interests are America's own.
Bishop captures
Donald
Queen
Trump
C6
is
check.
doing these
C4.
things to put the U.S. back on top.
Pawn captures C6. Queen
19's
captures C6
I
check.
can say that, early on my view was that it was the Clintons. It was
this
the
is still
Obamas, it
not
was the deep
not
state that
super
wanted
strong.
Bishop
to
D7.
have this global oil infrastructure. And then, now, based on what Trump is doing,
Queen
I can
C4.
say a couple of things. Maybe I was wrong.
got a
This was
pawn.
Trump's play the whole time, and I couldn't see it.
Or did we get two
Maybe
pawns?
Trump
How many
wasn't
pawns did we get
focused
here?
on it.
Oh, we're up
Now
two.
he
How,
is.
how the heck did that happen?
So I wonder.
Oh, because he
Maybe
sat,
the
he
win for
gambited
Obama
a
and the
pawn
Democrats is
to
that
begin with. Well, it
they're
sure
like
didn't
even as
amount to much
deeply
of an
amoral
initiative, did it?
individuals.
So now he's down two pawns,
Power-hungry individuals
which
of a
is
crackpot Marxist
Castles
ideology.
king side.
really not good.
Gay communism. Donald Trump represents America, but I
And
think
we
when
got
push comes to
knight
shove, his
d5.
administration is very much looking at securing the United States as the top of the power chart, of the global org chart, as it were, the hegemonic power of the world. I
Pawn
believe that Iran
A6.
is the last piece, the most difficult piece, and that's why we're seeing it happen now.
Let's just do
If
Knight
that.
D5.
succeeds
It takes
in
away
Iran, it would seem the rest of the world will fall
c6
into
here from the...
Trump's
Well, not that he
world.
had it, but it puts even
Now,
more
luckily for us,
pressure on
it's gonna be great.
c6.
Complain all you want about global power and world
Not
police
sure
and
why he
certainly
played
activist
a6.
reservations. I'm largely skeptical.
Oh,
Bishop
now I
B5.
am.
But I'll tell you,
Dude, what the hell is wrong with me?
free energy, cheap labor, America will be the capital city.
I should just play
If you
rook
don't like
e1,
it,
man.
you're allowed to complain. If you do like it, well, congratulations.
Dang-a-langa.
One way or the other, enjoy your cheap pizza.
Well,
now we're
and
even.
movies. We'll see how it plays out. I'm gonna leave it there. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. Stick around. We got more coming up for you throughout the day. We'll see you
That
on the next episode.
easy come, easy go. We got a real nice night. Man, if I would have just played queen or rook to e8,
Bishop
then none of
captures
this would be
F1.
happening.
King captures
Wouldn't have to
F1.
worry about any of this. And he's got c5 coming. We'll just play bishop e6. And he's got knight g4, but we can play that. And then he takes. I play f6. Knight c5. Or knight. Yeah. Maybe knight f3.
Pawn H6.
Pawn h6. Well, we definitely have a good thing going on there. Let's do the same
Pawn
thing.
H3.
Take that tactic
Knight
away.
D7.
Now he plays back to here. Oh, we suck. He's going to kick the knight
Knight
anyway,
F3.
so let's just play back. Let's focus on d4 here.
Rook B8.
Rook b8, play queen,
Queen
c2,
C2.
redirect, h7 is our new target.
Pawn C5.
Yeah, he's going to do that.
Bishop
We'll
E3.
outpost a knight. He can trade it for his bishop if he wants.
Rook C8.
Rook c8. Well, that's annoying, but I still have enough. No, I don't have enough. Not if he... I better preemptively... I can't do that. Yeah, let's go queen e2.
Queen
targeting the a6 pawn. Unpinning our c pawn from his rook. Because if he takes, then our pawn is pinned.
Rook E8.
Rook e8. Sweet. I will take the pawn.
Queen captures A6.
Now we're up 3 pawns for going down the exchange. But that's how strong that we were out of the gate there. We gave the exchange cold turkey and still had a pretty good position. Now I'm feeling a little better about it because now we have a 1 pawn material advantage, plus we have
Pawn
stuff
captures
going on
D4.
here. And we'll take that.
Knight captures D4.
He does get a lot of initiative out of that guy.
Bishop captures d4.
Cool. Now we need to reroute our queen somewhere. We need to get our...
Knight b8.
Okay, cool. Watch out, who's he with it? And Scooby Snack. He's gonna try to come in there. I don't have time to mess around here. I could play Queen B6, but yeah. Okay, so Queen maybe to A4. And then when he attacks, I go Bishop E6.
Queen a4.
I really like my bishop on E4, or D4, but it's going to get attacked by this knight. So I'm going to have to move it to C whatever there. Dude.
Queen g5.
Queen G5 is looking good. But that gives me time to go like this.
Bishop e3.
Right? Mm-hmm. And if his other rook ever leaves, I got my eye, when Queen is eyeing that dude. I need to get my other guys out. I need to get my knight to there and get my rook.
Rook captures e3.
Right, okay, cool.
Pawn captures e3.
That's pretty good.
Queen captures e3.
My king is like wide open here. He's got a check here. Well, let's just get this out.
Knight a3.
Got Queen G4 threatening the rook. We're going to tuck our king away when he checks.
Rook d8.
Rook D8. So now he's threatening some shit.
Rook e1.
This is good. Now we got doubling up on the E8 square, which means we could trade rook
Queen
with
D3
tempo.
check.
If that's got to be
King
the
G1.
only way.
King f8. Queen b4 check. King g8. Queen e4.
Take a dominant square here. Is this okay?
Queen d6.
Right.
Knight c4. Queen c5 check. King h1. Rook f8. Knight e5. Queen f2. Rook e2.
Is that good?
Queen f1 check. King h2. Queen f6.
Uh-oh.
Knight g4. Queen d6 check. Queen e5. Queen g6. Queen d5. Knight c6. Knight e5.
Okay, I'm feeling a little weird. Yay. Let's learn.
Pawn d5. Pawn e6. Bishop captures e6. Pawn d4. Knight f6. Knight f3. Bishop b4 check.
You can look at this
Pawn
meter
c3.
bar, and as long as it
Bishop
doesn't go
a5.
down from where it is, then I didn't make a mistake. So I haven't made any mistakes yet,
Queen a4 check.
except for that. So
Bishop
that
a5.
move is bishop d3 is better. But what's wrong with this?
Queen
Poof.
a4 check.
It's just slightly not as good.
Knight c6.
But that's bad.
Bishop b5.
That's good.
Bishop b6.
How?
Bishop captures
How?
c6 check. Pawn captures c6. Queen captures c6 check. Bishop d7. Queen c4.
Looking good.
Castles
Nope.
kingside.
Nope.
Pawn a6. Knight e5.
Didn't do good there.
Bishop b5. Queen b3.
Got the pin.
Bishop captures f1.
So like
King captures f1.
here,
Pawn H6.
What does it say? Rookie
Queen
1 is
B3.
good. Rookie 1, yeah,
Knight
we're going with
E5.
that. All you
Pawn
gotta do
A6.
is get off that
Rook
sucker.
E1.
And then now bishop E6 becomes
Bishop
better
E6.
move. Tuck the queen.
Queen D3.
Hits.
Pawn C5.
Bishop E3. C
Bishop E3.
takes D.
Pawn captures D4.
Bishop takes... What? Oh, wrong bishop. Bishop takes. Knight takes. Okay, yeah, bishop takes because knight's better
Bishop captures
if
D4.
it's left over. Then he plays knight D5.
Knight D5.
Bishop takes B6. Queen.
Bishop captures B6.
And then knight to G5.
captures B6.
Threatening mate
Knight
and
G5.
to pick up a pawn. No, not a pawn, but to damage the pawn. Knight F6. Why do you even bother
Knight F6.
moving it away in the first place? So there you go. Let's listen to another short little thing in the background. Mystery. I don't know about that. They've been putting the hot ones in my feed again. If you understand this, I can't do that. Don't know to work. Mentor pilot. That's enough of that for now. Nux. That guy's wild. Morning, everyone, about 9/11. That sounds great. Let's listen to the 9/11 guy. I'm playing it one more game.
September 11th, 2001.
Boom.
8:46 a.m. A plane tears into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. In the lobby, a man in a tailored suit stumbles through smoke and shattered glass.
Pawn
He
E4.
makes it out. He calls to say he's alive.
Pawn
He turns
E5.
around and walks back into the building.
Knight F3.
That man is John
Knight
O'Neill,
C6.
the FBI's top
Bishop
counterterrorism
C4.
agent for over
2
a
knights.
decade.
Knight
So
F6.
For
Italian,
10
2
years, he
knights.
warned
Knight
that this
G5.
enemy would strike
Fried
America.
liver attack.
New York was
Pawn
the target.
captures
Or
D5.
that, actually, I don't think that's
Knight
what that is
A5.
called. I can't remember.
Pawn C6. Pawn
19
captures
days
C6.
before the attack, he
Bishop
quit the
E2.
FBI to become head of security at the World Trade Center, the building he begged America to protect.
Knight
While
D5.
he
Pretty sure
memorized
that's the right
stairwells
idea.
on the
You were
34th
attacking
floor,
that
the CIA sat on the names of 2
Attack the
hijackers
knight
already living inside
by
the United
uncovering
States, names they refused
the
to
bish,
share with the one man
and
obsessed
then we're
enough
gonna
to
take our
hunt
knight
them.
into F5.
They actively blocked the intelligence that could have stopped the attack, then watched him
Pawn
disappear into
D3.
the smoke of the catastrophe he predicted.
Oh,
How did the system eliminate the
oh yeah,
one
it's
man
not
who saw
the
it coming?
queen's attacking it. Okay.
Atlantic City, early 1960s. A kid falls asleep to the crackle of a police scanner.
Now we're gonna attack.
Eyes
Pawn
locked
H6.
on the FBI.
Knight E4.
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. solving federal crimes like scripture. He cannot become an agent yet, so he takes what the Bureau gives. Fingerprint clerk, 1966. Tour guide. He shows visitors the Hoover Building while memorizing corridors, rehearsing the day it answers to him. By 1976, he carried a badge, and nothing about him is quiet. John O'Neill is volume, ambition with a tie clip. He enters rooms as though they were built around him. Friends call him brilliant. Supervisors call him abrasive.
I
Both
should have played
words,
bishop
always. He
instead
climbs through
and have
organized
this
crime,
pawn back here.
white-collar fraud,
Then I could play
counterintelligence,
F5 right
and
now,
15
and if
years
he
learning
checks
how
on
institutions hide
H5,
things.
I
Then,
could play
in February
G6, but
1995,
I won't be able to
a
play
phone rings on a
G6
Sunday
in
morning and his
with the
life
H6
flips.
pawn popped.
Richard Clark at the NSC reads a cable. Ramzi Youssef, who bombed the World Trade Center in
Now I'm looking all
1993,
goofy.
spotted in Islamabad. Clark dials the FBI. The voice that answers sounds like it has been chewing gravel and driving all night because it has. It belongs to the new chief of the counterterrorism section. For 3
This
days,
is
O'Neill
goofy.
coordinates agents, diplomats, hostage rescue across time zones. Youssef is hours from vanishing into Afghanistan. They catch him.
Well, bishop
Bishop
Youssef sees him
E7.
in handcuffs. O'Neill doesn't feel relieved. He feels a hook in his ribs. Track one bomber, find the fingerprints
Knight
of another,
BC3.
and another.
BC3.
He reads everything on the
Oh.
1993 attack, not for a report, for obsession. He reconstructs the network behind Youssef, and the same shadow keeps moving in the background an organization most Americans cannot pronounce and most officials refuse
Castles
to
Kingside.
prioritize. 1996, Khobar Towers, Saudi
On
Arabia.
F5.
20,000 pounds of explosives.
Go at it like that.
19 dead, 500 wounded. O'Neill flies
Knight
in with a
G3.
full investigative team and slams into Saudi stonewalling, restricted access to the blast crater, delayed witness interviews, evidence corridors that close the moment he opens them. He pushes, fumes, corners Saudi officials at uninvited meetings. He makes enemies inside the State Department and notes inside his briefcase. And he starts to see a pattern that will define the rest of his life. Every time the threat escalates, the politics thicken faster than the investigation. 1998. U.S. embassies in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam detonate within minutes of each other. 224 dead. The coordination is new. The scale is new. O'Neill is certain who is behind it. He calls prosecutors,
I don't
builds
know.
timelines, lives on airplanes and coffee and fury. December 1999. U.S. border inspectors at Port Angeles, Washington catch Ahmed Rassam trying to cross from Canada with explosives packed inside a rental car, part of a broader Millennium attack plot.
I know.
The arrest triggers a nationwide alert. Wiretap
Bishop
requests
G5.
spike. Agencies coordinate
Let's
like
take
people
over.
who just discovered each other's phone numbers. O'Neill pushes his team into a round-the-clock posture, hunting sleeper cells the way you hunt sparks downwind of a wildfire. On New Year's Eve, he goes to Times Square anyway, convinced it is a target, and at midnight he calls FBI headquarters to announce he is standing directly under the crystal ball, a ridiculous flex and the posture of a man daring the future to show its face. Nothing detonates. Washington
Knight captures
exhales and calls it
D5.
victory. O'Neill does not
All right,
exhale.
we'll take the
He tells
Pawn
colleagues
captures
nice looking
D5.
center.
to prove something
Pawn
uncomfortable.
F4.
The
Uh-oh.
system works, but only when everyone is scared enough to
Dang.
cooperate.
Yeah, that's
Remove the fear,
pretty good.
and the walls rebuild overnight. What would it take to scare them again? And what would happen if the fear arrived
Pawn
too late?
captures F4.
By 1997,
Bishop
he was
captures
already
F4.
telling audiences that terrorist
captures
networks possess
F4.
the capability and infrastructure inside the United States to strike on American soil. Not a vague forecast. A senior counterterror
So we have to make a
official
choice
stated on the
between
record
Queen
that the
G5
homeland
or
is
Queen
not a bubble.
B6.
And behind that warning sits a
We
darker
could also go
subtext.
Queen
The
D6.
next
All this
catastrophe
hits
will not be
because that's
overseas.
hanging and that's
it will be
hanging.
close enough to smell. He becomes the Bureau's point man.
But
bin Laden
none of
by
these
sheer
protect that.
gravitational
Only one of
force.
them protects the
He has
F
contacts
pawn, which is
organized in
also
Blackberry
hang.
by country.
No, it's not
He
hanging.
wines and dines
Okay,
foreign
cool.
intelligence officers. Turns
It's
who
got
do
some
you
guys
know
on it.
into an operational weapon. Sometimes he does it at respectable hours. Sometimes he does it at Elaine's on the Upper East Side, wearing
Let's
Burberry,
take
flashy
the check.
O'Malley shoes,
King
treating
H1.
counterterrorism like a nightlife
Queen
And then we'll bring
captures
it back.
B2.
ridiculous until it works. O'Neill connects dots faster than institutions can file them. Same network, same ideology, same escalation ladder. And a leader, Osama bin Laden, who wants an American symbol, an American wound, an American television moment. He is not guessing. He is investigating. So why does the system start treating him like the threat?
Bishop
America
F3.
does not have an intelligence community. It has rival kingdoms, and the most dangerous border on Earth runs between them. By the late 1990s, the CIA operated a unit dedicated to bin Laden, Alex Station. Its mission is foreign intelligence sources,
Queen E5.
secrets, surveillance abroad. The FBI's mission is law enforcement cases, evidence, prosecutions at home. Same enemies, different religions, and between them, a bureaucratic curse called
Queen
the
D2.
Wall, the strict separation
Okay.
of intelligence work from criminal investigations, enforced by rules that make people afraid to share anything
Pawn
with the
G5.
wrong colleague, because the wrong colleague might convert it into courtroom evidence and compromise a source. O'Neill hates the Wall. Not because he loves bending rules,
Rook E1.
because he can feel what happens when information becomes
Queen
private
captures
property.
F4.
The enemy gets a free lane. Hold two names in your mind.
Cool.
Khalid al-Mihdar and Nawaf al-Hazmi. In 19 months,
Bishop
both men
captures
will be aboard
D5
American
check.
Airlines, Flight 77, the hijacked plane that strikes the Pentagon. But right now, they are just photographs in a file the FBI will never see. 2000, January.
Got
The
problems.
CIA tracks a meeting of Al-Qaeda
King
associates
H7.
in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Malaysian intelligence photographs the attendees known operatives gathering in a safe house, planning something the analysts can sense but not yet prove. The
Queen
CIA
captures A5.
receives the images of surveillance shots showing faces, patterns of movement, the
My
architecture
rook's
of the
hanging.
network assembling itself.
It's
And
gonna
buried in the file
suck.
sits something smaller,
Not good.
almost administrative, easy to miss. in the flood of
Yeah,
cables
I'm
and
dead.
cords. The kind of detail that ends up etched on a headstone. Mihdar's passport contains a
I'm
valid
absolutely
United States
toast.
visa. If a
I
known
missed my
Al-Qaeda associate
night.
holds a U.S. visa, the procedure is mechanical. Watch
I wouldn't have played
alert the State
F4.
Department, alert the FBI, make it hard for him to
Would have
enter,
brought the
make
knight
it
back
impossible
into
for him
the
to
zone
disappear.
there.
The CIA
That'd
does
have
none
been
of
better.
2000, January 15th.
Bring the queen back to
Mihdar enters the
D6.
United States. So does Hazmi.
I think I'm history.
They cross passport control under their real names. The future walks through the terminal, like it owns the building.
Yeah.
For 20
well,
months, they live in San Diego.
Let's
Rook
try.
Rent rooms, take flight lessons,
Rook E7
struggle
check.
with English,
Okay,
and
cool.
avoid the one thing they cannot
King
survive,
G6.
being noticed by the one person obsessed enough to hunt them. That person is John O'Neill. But O'Neill does not know they exist
got
because
this
the
rook to
CIA
block
never tells
whatever's
him. Sit with
coming.
that. It is the fulcrum of the entire tragedy.
But
The most driven
take this
counter-terror
with the
agent
queen,
in the
but
FB. I
you can
cannot
also
chase
check
ghosts
here
he
with the
is never
queen or
allowed to
check
see.
here with the rook.
And the information does not merely fail to travel.
Um,
According to
we have a
former
back
FBI
rank.
agents who served
He has a
inside
back
Alex
rank
Station,
problem.
it was actively stopped. Mark Rossini and Doug Miller, bureau agents detailed to the CIA's counter-terror world, learn in 2000 that Mihdar holds a multi-entry U.S. visa. Miller drafts a cable for FBI headquarters. A CIA manager
Queen
tells him to
E1.
stand down.
Okay, he
Station
saw
rules
his back
forbid them
rank
from speaking
issues.
to anyone outside the sealed unit.
That was
They back
pretty
down.
good.
The names stay trapped in the room. The aftermath curdles further. The CIA later insists it shared the information. Director George Tenet and counterterror chief Kofor Black testify they did. But the 9/11 Commission cannot find records supporting
Rook
the claim.
B6.
One Alex Station
We're going to put
supervisor,
both our
later
rooks
identified publicly as Alfreda
here.
Bukowski, states she hand-carried a report to FBI headquarters. Commission records do not corroborate it. A gap, with names, with dates.
And we
Wide
also got
enough
our
for two
bishop on
hijackers
that.
to live in America
Why did
for
I just
nearly 2 years.
give that up?
If you are
I forgot
still
my
here,
bishop was
and this
on-
story matters to you, subscribe. Not for me, for the algorithm that buries nuance, because what comes next has names, fingerprints, consequences, and a trap that closes from every direction at once.
That
While
was
O'Neill is
terrible.
denied the single
Alright,
thing he needs
whatever.
intelligence, he keeps doing his job the only way he knows. Louder, faster, harder. Which is exactly why powerful people start wanting him gone. And the thread he grabs next is not in Malaysia. It is in Yemen. The moment he pulls it, the system pulls back. What happens when the man hunting the network becomes the target himself? And how far will the institution go to protect its secrets? What does a man do when the enemy isn't just the terrorists, but the people standing beside him? 2000, October 12th.
Man, I had a much
small
better
fiberglass
move.
boat,
I should have
loaded
played
with
my
shaped
queen
charges, glides
to
alongside the
there,
USS
and
Cole as the
then I could
destroyer
have
refuels
sunk it
in
on the
port
back.
Aden, Yemen. It's a routine stop, the kind of logistical pause that happens dozens of times across naval operations worldwide. Two men aboard
Instead,
the
I played
skiff
my
smile
trash
and wave at
move.
the sailors on deck, a gesture so casual, so ordinary, that no one registers the threat until the moment it becomes irreversible. Then the hull detonates with a force that buckles steel, tearing a 40 by 60 foot gash at the waterline. The explosion rips through berthing compartments where sailors are eating lunch, writing letters home,
On H3.
sleeping off a watch shift. Water rushes in. The ship lists violently,
Queen B4.
threatening to capsize entirely in the harbor. 17 American sailors died, 39 more are wounded. Cole nearly sinks. O'Neill flies to
Queen
Yemen within
E2.
days to lead the investigation. He arrives with a team of several
Queen
hundred
B1
agents,
check.
forensic
King
specialists,
H2.
bomb technicians,
Dude, this
translators,
sucks.
and an attitude that could sandblast paint. He demands access to the blast site. He demands interrogation rights. He demands evidence that can survive a federal courtroom. Because
Queen
that
C1.
is how the Bureau thinks. Prove it, then dismantle it. Immediately, he collides with another wall diplomatic this time. U.S. Ambassador Barbara Bodine is managing a fragile relationship with Yemeni officials who do not want armed American agents roaming their port city. O'Neill is treating the crime scene like a crime scene. Different incentives, same room, instant friction. The tragedy engine revs. The more aggressive he pushes, the more enemies he creates. The more enemies he creates, the less institutional cover he has. The less cover, the more exposed he stands in a country crawling with the network he is trying to map.
Playing trash
Yemeni
moves
officials
here.
resent his demands. State Department officials resent his
Dang.
Intelligence partners resent being bypassed. And somewhere in the friction between American
Queen E5.
urgency and Yemeni sovereignty, the investigation begins to fracture before it can gather
Queen
momentum.
F4.
After 2 months, he returns to New York exhausted.
Queen G7
20
checkmate.
pounds lighter. He wants
I
to
so
go back.
shouldn't have given that up.
He believes that
Just
coal
keep
is
your queen in
linked
the
to broader
center.
Al-Qaeda architecture.
In that
He believes
situation,
the next attack is already loaded.
that was not
Then
good.
something unprecedented
Let-
happens. Bodine blocks
Yeah, whatever.
his country clearance application.
Pawn
The
E5.
senior on-scene
Knight
FBI
C6.
Damn,
officer
Alama.
is physically barred
Knight
from
F6.
re-entering his own investigation.
Pawn D5.
She declines to discuss
Bishop
the decision
D5
in
check.
detail.
Pawn
If
capture
you're
H6.
reading
C6.
chessboard, this
So
is
knight
a
D5
where O'Neill
sucks?
realized
Well,
Knight
when
D5.
is knight D5
fighting
good?
terrorists
Bishop
alone.
E2.
This is what I gotta remember.
Pawn capture
There's
C6.
knight D5.
Bishop
Okay,
D3.
cool.
His career
Pawn
is
capture
That's knight
C6.
D5. That's not.
He has been passed over for major promotions.
Whatever.
He wanted the top post
Bishop
in
E2.
So he comes here. He goes
Pawn
here,
H6.
right, and then he's got to play knight H3. But no one's gonna play that. They're all gonna play
Knight
this.
F3.
He does not behave like
And then
a
you're
man
gonna go
Pawn E4.
E4, and he's gonna think he can come in here.
Knight E5.
And we're gonna play bishop C5,
O'Neill steps out of a meeting
Bishop
room to return a
C5.
phone
setting up the
call. When he
queen
returns, his briefcase
to
is missing.
D5, 4,
Inside it are
D4,
classified documents he should
castle,
not have.
Castle's
then
kingside.
queen
Case is recovered
D4.
nearby. A lighter
Yeah.
and a cigar cutter gone. Documents untouched.
Queen
Man, I've
D4.
won some
Rations
games
search.
like this. What am I
Then earns a
doing?
reprimand
Okay,
and a
so
reminder.
I just gotta remember
In
that's
O'Neill's
not the
institution,
D5 guy.
becomes gasoline.
Bishop
Details of
to
the
there
internal
is the D5
investigation.
guy. Okay,
The New York
so
Times
I'll remember
reports he
that.
is under scrutiny. Overnight,
And then
the counter-terror hunter
Then
becomes
goes
hunted
knight
by his
G4,
own
yeah, and then
Knight
you
G4.
take that,
Bishop
take
captures
that.
G4.
I've been
Man
here
does not
before.
simplify his life.
Then you play
He has a
knight
wife he married
C4,
young.
only good
A long-term
move.
Knight
girl.
C4.
Okay,
Other relationships that surprise even friends who think they know him.
right.
His colleagues assume the bureau is
Then
his
what does he
mistress.
got?
His girlfriend says she is not sure which version
Not a
of him
lot.
is real. Messy.
Because we have all kinds of things. Like if he plays D3, we
D3.
play
Hands his opponents a
E3,
priceless
attacking
gift.
that.
A story about him that is not about
And
terrorism. Because if you can make
he
the
says
messenger look
that
reckless,
the only
you never have to hear the
even,
message.
you know, the best move is
Meanwhile,
to just give
Mihdar
up
and
the
Hazmi are still here,
peace. But
still
yeah,
in
whatever.
America,
All right,
still
let's do one
invisible to
more.
the man who would have chased them until
Let's do
his
another
shoes
one.
fell apart.
See,
O'Neill
so
does not even
this
know.
is good because repetition
By summer
is,
2001,
you
he
know,
was angry,
practice,
exhausted, and financially crushed.
is you just
A
keep
private
on
sector salary
practicing
starts looking less
Pawn
like
E4.
and
betrayal
learning and
and more
relearning
like oxygen.
Pawn
until
E5.
So
you
in late
get
August,
into some
Knight
good
F3.
positions
the
where you
Bureau
can
never
actually
forgives.
play. Because the
He resigned.
Knight C6.
the opening
And
is
the question
super
that hangs in
important
the
to
air
establish an
Pawn
advantage.
H3.
So you
When
have
the
to
country is
master the
overdue for
opening.
something
You want to
Why
study
is the
endgames
loudest
and
voice
stuff,
in
but you have to have
counterterrorism
solid
walking out the door?
openings that you've worked out
Who
to be
exactly
really,
is
really
left listening?
good rating. You get past like into the,
August 22nd,
you know, there's so many
2011.
possibilities
John O'Neill retires from the
in the
FBI
opening.
after
Like
32
this
years.
opening,
That sentence should be impossible.
yeah,
He has
Knight
wanted
F6.
to
kind
be
of
the bureau
not a
since
strong
boyhood.
move,
Pawn
He'd
but
like to
D3.
say, I am the
Pawn
FBI.
D5.
Now,
this
the
lets
FBI
us
is something that
take
Pawn
the,
captures
you
D5.
know,
Knight
take the
captures
center.
He starts as
D5.
chief of security at
Bishop
the World
E2.
Trade Center, recruited through Kroll Associates, the firm that had been advising the complex since
So-
the 1993 bombing.
we're looking at
The salary can
Bishop
reach several
E7,
hundred
Bishop
thousand, with bonuses,
C5,
more money than he's ever seen.
maybe Bishop
Enough to finally
D6.
clear the debts that have haunted him for years.
We could
The title is
entertain
prestigious, the kind of role that looks good on letterhead,
Bishop
that opens doors
E6,
in
but
corporate
all that
security,
is
that signals
predicated
he's arrived somewhere
on
beyond the bureaucratic cage of
that
federal service.
sucker.
For the first time in decades, O'Neill is not fighting the institution. He is free. And the irony is laughing out loud, because the first terrorist case that shaped his obsession
Let's play Bishop
was the
E7,
1993
just go
attack on this
solid.
exact complex. Now he is paid to protect it. Here is the detail that turns irony into something mechanical and merciless.
Castle's
On the same day,
kingside.
O'Neill begins at the Trade Center. Intelligence about Mihdar and Hazmi finally starts moving towards
Castle.
the FBI. The search for the two men
Knight
inside the
C3.
United States begins in late August and immediately tangles in delays.
I'm gonna take that as soon as I find my mouse.
And the
There it
same
is.
wall that has been
Knight
blocking
captures
information
C3.
for 20 months.
Pawn
So while
capture
O'Neill
C3.
was
Alright.
memorizing stairwells and testing radios in a
Stoop,
building he
stoop,
once
stoop,
warned about,
doop, doop,
the system
doop,
is at
doop.
last scrambling to find the 2 men it let walk through passport control in January
Pawn
2000.
H6.
If you wrote that coincidence into a
Pawn
screenplay,
A4.
a producer would cross it out for being too neat. History left it in. Late August. O'Neill talks to ABC News producer Chris Isham about the new job. Isham jokes that the towers will not be bombed again. O'Neill does not laugh. They'll probably try to finish the job. Weeks earlier, he told a friend something darker. They will never stop coming
Bishop
for those
F5.
2 buildings. Not melodrama. Pattern recognition
Bishop
from a
A3.
man who has spent a decade living inside Al-Qaeda's operational logic. And then the days turn
Bishop
to quiet
captures
dinners,
A3.
car rides, domestic rhythms.
Rook captures
the kind
A3.
of stillness that only tightens when you know what
Hit
is
the
coming.
rook.
when
Queen
characters
D6.
do not.
Rook B1, hit the
2001,
pawn.
September 10th.
B6.
O'Neill is out with friends for drinks at Windows
And then we
on the
better
World.
play our rook to
107
like
floors above the
D8.
street, where the wine list is thicker
Don't
than
wanna
most
get
case
pinned.
files, and the view stretches across
Although
the
it's not
city as
immediately
players trying to protect.
possible, but yeah, I think
Then
we
Elaine
play
B6.
this.
old haunt where foreign intelligence contacts became friends over scotch and stories. Then the China Club, where the music is loud
Knight
and the night
H4.
feels like it belongs to people who survived something. He tells people the new salary is 3 times his government.
Hit the
Bishop
rook.
E6.
He talks about hiring plans, about
Play it.
upgrading camera systems, about
Rook
security
B1.
as a puzzle he can finally
Now
solve
we could play
without bureaucrats
that
blocking
and
his
then
hands.
that.
He is lighter than anyone has seen him in months. The debt is receding. The Bureau cannot touch him. The job feels like a second life. He thinks he has escaped the
go
war.
for it.
He has
Pawn
not escaped
G5.
the war. He has moved into
Let's
the
take up
war's
some
future
space.
September 11th, 2001.
Knight
Tuesday
F3.
morning. For once, he is in a good mood.
Pawn
Valerie James
F5.
remembers laughing with him as he drops her off. He drives toward his office on the 34th floor of the North Tower. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11
Knight
strikes
H2.
floors 93 through 99. In the span of seconds, the building becomes a furnace and a labyrinth. O'Neill survives the impact. He makes it down. He gets out. He calls. He is, against all odds, alive. Then the morning throws its second punch. At 9:03, United Airlines Flight 175 tears into the South Tower. The worst case is no longer a theory. It is airborne and burning. You know what follows. He does not. Not the collapse. Not the scale. Not the hour.
We go
But
pawn
he knows something
goblin
the way a firefighter knows
We play
when his
queen
function is wrong.
to
The enemy
A3,
chased for a decade
double
just
attacking
arrived.
these pawns.
So what does the man who finally escaped the bureaucracy do in the first minutes of America's
do
worst
it.
morning?
Queen
And
A3.
the
Pawn
choice
goblin.
defines everything that follows.
I'm a pawn goblin.
Bishop
The lobby
F3.
is chaotic.
Oh,
People
we were
bleeding,
talking about not
screaming,
getting pinned.
moving wrong,
And we get
terror
pinned.
turning brains to static.
Dude.
O'Neill moves like he's back in the bureau, building an improvised
Dude.
command post. An FBI agent remembers him asking
Queen captures
questions,
A4.
fast, sharp, mapping catastrophe in real time. Filmmaker Jules Naudet captures O'Neill in the lobby alive, working framed by smoke. One of the last images, not
This is
heroic
horrible.
posing, but
Oh,
emotion.
man.
He reaches
Rook
Valerie
E1.
by phone.
Rookie
There are
one.
body parts everywhere. He tells his son JP to call when close he'll come get
Rook
him.
A D8.
A father speaking as though there will still be a building. Then he makes the choice. O'Neill moves toward the interior. FBI agent
Bishop
Wesley
captures
Wong sees him
C6.
heading
Thank
toward the
God.
second tower, likely
Queen
to
captures
evacuate,
C6.
retrieve footage.
Rook
That is the last
captures
confirmed
E5.
sighting that holds steady across accounts.
Okay.
O'Neill moving deeper.
Pawn
not out.
gobbler. Now he's
At
gobbling the
9:59,
bonds.
the South Tower collapses. At 10:28, the North Tower collapses. In 1 minute and 2 seconds, the skyline becomes a crime scene. O'Neill does not come home. His remains were recovered near Liberty Street on September 21st. He is 49 years old. The world rushes to explain. Intelligence
Durn a
failure,
learn a dern
a
burn
clean
dern.
blanket over the body. Underneath the details, O'Neill spent a decade screaming about the CIA had tracked Mihdar and Hazmi. The CIA had cables noting the U.S. visa. The CIA had information about travel to Los Angeles in January 2000. Yet by August 2001, the domestic search began late and failed delayed leads, unclear jurisdiction, and a wall
Rook
that still
D8.
dictated who could share what with whom. FBI
Pawn
agents at Alex
C4.
Station were blocked from alerting headquarters. Newsweek reported investigators couldn't explain why the information was contained rather than shared. The dots were connected by people who held the information. Then the line was severed by policy, rivalry, secrecy, choices made in rooms
Bishop
that never
C8.
had to answer, and here is the detail that
Rook
lands like a
captures
cinder
E8.
block. Years later, in a congressional hearing, Michael Scheuer, former chief of the CIA's bin Laden unit, is asked about O'Neill. On the record, on camera, in the official transcript, Scheuer says, "The only good thing that happened to America on the 11th of September
Queen
was
H5.
that the building fell on him, sir." That is not a conspiracy theory. It is a transcript.
King
The sound of
G7.
the institution's contempt was audible. And the final proof that the man who
Knight
died in the
F3.
towers is still being treated as an inconvenience by people who outlived him.
Bishop B7.
Individual decisions, each small, each defensible, each wrapped in the word procedure stacked into the same outcome. O'Neill was not perfect. He was abrasive. He was reckless with his personal life.
Rook B5.
He was messy in ways that made him easy to caricature and easier to dismiss. But he was right, over and over, about the direction and the speed of the storm, right about the network, right about the target, right about the timeline. And the price of being right was losing the ability to act until his last act was walking back into the building he begged America to take seriously. The system did not silence him with a bullet.
Queen F6.
Oh, I just hung my rook.
With promotions denied, with country clearances revoked,
I don't even
with
care.
classified names locked inside rooms he was never
That
invited to
sucked.
enter. It silenced him with leaks to reporters
Alright.
and whispered
Darn
character
it.
assessments in hallways he had once owned. And then it placed him,
Man, oh man.
almost gently, at the exact
Pawn
coordinates
E5.
where every
Where
warning
did I
Knight
give
C6.
up the
verged
most
into
here?
steel.
Pawn
That's all
H3.
fine.
If you
Pawn
want to see what
D3.
happens when a federal
Pawn
agency
captures
uses those same
D5.
institutional
Bishop,
blind
Knight
spots,
bishop
captures
F5,
D5.
bishop
But to
D6,
Bishop
bishop
E2.
F5, bishop
Bishop
E7,
EA operative
Castles
goes from
kingside.
$500,000
D6.
in
Bishop
bits
E2.
I
to a
like
Jane
bishop
mansion,
E7.
a
Let's
yacht,
go with
and
that.
a
Bishop
$30,000
E7.
ring lifestyle. He
Castles
exploited a
kingside.
classified program that legally moves cartel cash,
Castles,
turned Team
not good.
America into a
Apparently,
money and
bishop
party
F5 is
machine.
really
Simple
important.
oversight
Bishop
failures
F5.
made it all possible. Then his closest informant betrays him. The government seals what
Knight
he told
C3.
prosecutors, and almost nobody else. is
Castle
Queen
harmed.
queen
D7.
side.
O'Neill was destroyed for speaking.
So what
This
system are
agent
we in
got
here?
rich by staying quiet. Same machinery.
What are we
Bishop
doing
F5.
again?
Pawn captures
Some
D5.
BS
Knight C6.
crap system.
Pawn H3. Pawn D3. Pawn captures D5.
There's no
Knight
rush.
captures D5.
Bishop
Bishop
F5.
E2. Castles kingside. Bishop F5. Knight C3. Queen D7.
And then what if he plays rook
Bishop
E1,
F5. Rook E1.
queen D7?
Bishop F5.
So let's say, I'd say that's a
Knight
little more
C3.
probable.
Queen D7.
Knight takes D5, huh?
Knight captures D5. Queen captures D5.
Let's say he plays rook E1,
Rook E1.
rook D8.
Rook D8.
What about this?
Knight H4.
Bishop takes H4. Oh no,
Bishop
no.
captures H3.
He can't
Knight
play it
H4.
because I'm on it. Right. I don't need to play H6. Okay, I got it. Let's do one more. Let's be one more and then that's it. See if I can get my act together here.
Pawn E4. Pawn E6.
French.
Pawn D4.
Oh, I think it
Pawn
was
C5.
the sidewinder.
Pawn D5. Pawn captures D5. Pawn D6. Pawn C4. Bishop F5. Bishop D3. Bishop captures D3.
So I just traded
Queen
my
captures D3.
bad bishop for
Knight
his
F6.
good bishop. My light squared bishop's my bad bishop because it's blocked in by my pawns a bit. So he just traded his good bishop for my bad bishop. which means I'm going to have better space. Look at his bishop can still get to that square, the f6 square, and radiate. Maybe that would behoove me. Sometimes you have to be behooved. But that's a secondary concern. Right now we have a fully open King's file. So we have to defend e4 sufficiently, which the primary defender would be the knight, which means you either put the knight there, taking the square that you want your bishop on, or you put your knight in front of your bishop, further hampering your bishop. Plus, f4 is looking like a good square for the bishop too. I think in a classical sense, we want this configuration here. There's probably all kinds of tactics that give us trouble, but bishop e2 blocks. Excuse me. Bishop e2 blocks the king attack. He could also fianchetto. His knight is going to have to either deploy here or here, which could come to there and attack, so I might need to play a3. Points for me. Good. I need them. What? Did I lose that? Me abandon? Was it my move that whole time? Oh my god.
Pawn e6.
Probably.
Pawn c5. Pawn captures d5. Pawn d6.
It's my freaking move.
F5.
I'm losing my mind.
Bishop d3. Queen captures d3.
So let's see
Knight
what's
f6.
best.
Knight f3. Bishop e7. Knight c3.
I
Pawn
didn't even have a
h3.
bishop on e2. There
E6.
was no bishop on e2.
Castles kingside.
That's how blind I am.
Bishop f4.
Holy god. Okay, let's
Pawn
try one more
b6.
time because it's hilarious. That was horrible. Alright. Let's see what we got here. That was funny. I didn't have a bishop, and it was my turn. That was bad. Okay, let's see if I can keep track of
Pawn
things a little
e4.
better. Pawn e4. Come on. Oh man. Alright. Let's try again. Come on. Play me some chess.
Pawn d4. Knight f6. Pawn e3. Knight f3. Pawn c5. Bishop e2. Knight c6. Pawn captures c5. Pawn e5. Pawn a3. Pawn a5.
This feels right. I think that's pretty
Bishop
good.
b5.
Now he's attacking. Gonna get that guy.
Pawn e4. Knight d4.
Does this work?
Bishop d7.
Chess is a fickle mistress, I'll tell you that. Dude. Oh my god, that was embarrassing the last game. I'm telling you, I can't see. It makes it more fun.
Pawn captures c6.
I mean, half the time I got my eyes closed here. I just, you know, I can't like get really close to the screen all the time, so I have to play mostly blind. But I can see the squares, like when it says knight takes c6.
Bishop
I
e2.
know where I can see where c6 is, and I can see that there's a pawn on it right now, and I know I got to take
Bishop
that pawn.
captures c5.
But how much do I see it? It's apparently not that much. That's why I like to highlight
Castle's
things.
kingside.
Castle's kingside. Can I do any more damage here? Not really. I could play h5 and tuck my king. That might be good. He has c5 coming up, but that's pretty well, it could be backwards there, but it's pretty well defended. Let's try this little
Pawn h5.
thing here. We're gonna look to put our knight here.
Pawn f3.
Pawn f3, yeah, that's a pretty good move. But now it opens up this guy. Let's do this.
Queen b6.
I'm gonna watch out for knight. But this kind of forces his queen to go here, I think.
Queen d2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then we're gonna redirect. Gonna play this.
Pawn h4.
Thorn pawn coming at you. Holy crikey. I need to do
Knight
my
c3.
job, Grouch. Get a job, Grouch.
Queen c7.
That's cool because he's temporarily blocking his pawn. I would have played the pawn first, the c4 pawn, you know.
Pawn F4.
F4, yeah. Alright. I should have. Yeah. Well, that's alright. I should have taken and then stepped my king over and brought my rook over. That would have been better. Dang. Let's just
Pawn
finish
H3.
the job with the pawn.
Pawn
So we
G3.
got the thorn pawn.
Bishop G4.
Let's bug him.
Knight A4.
Dang. So much for that bishop.
Bishop D6.
This is dumb. I just play like pretty bad. And play like crap.
Rook F2.
Take this square away
Rook
from his
B8.
knight so I can move my queen here. And then I can capture. Whoa.
Pawn
What-
B3.
That'd be nice. Pawn B3. Okay. Yeah.
Queen D7. Bishop B2. Bishop captures E2. Rook captures E2. Knight G4. Bishop captures G7.
Really? Oh, shit. For real, man. Okay.
Rook G8.
That sucks.
Bishop D4. Queen E7. Queen captures A5.
Why is everything just a shot out of the blue to me? I don't see anything. This sucks.
Bishop captures A3.
Wow.
Bishop C5. Bishop captures C5.
Pure suck.
Knight captures C5.
Does that win?
Rook B5. Queen A8 check.
Not exactly.
Queen D8. Queen captures D8 check.
You get crushed.
King captures D8. Rook A8 check. King E7. Rook captures G8. Rook captures C5. Rook captures G4.
Terrible. Let's look at it. This is what happens. But when I was playing before, I think I was really straining my eyes trying to see stuff, and
Knight
now I'm
F6.
just trying to see it all in my
Pawn
head.
D5.
It's not
Pawn
that
C5.
good.
Bishop E2. Pawn captures C5. Pawn E5. Pawn A5. Bishop B5. Pawn E4.
So this is all
Knight
great.
D4.
Now what went wrong?
Bishop D7. Pawn captures
It likes
C6.
my thorn pawn.
Bishop E2. Bishop captures C5.
It likes that too.
Castles kingside. Pawn H5.
And it likes
Pawn
that.
F3. Queen B6.
Doesn't
Queen D2.
so much
Pawn
like
H4.
that.
Knight C3.
It
Queen
does like
C7.
it.
Knight C3.
Queen B8. But E takes F3 is definitely the guy, huh? Holy
Pawn
shit.
captures F3.
What about... Yeah. That's just the way to go. Holy freaking moly, dude.
Pawn H4. Pawn F3.
Let's back it up.
Castles kingside.
E
Pawn
takes
F3.
F3 immediately. You take it.
Pawn captures F3.
Alright. Alright, that's good for this episode. We learned some stuff. We'll get back to it next time. And see you then. Talk to you then.